Oh, hey guys. Yeah, I'm sewing. I'm doing some sewing, and I thought maybe I can, both do some bullshitting while I sew. Give me one moment. Hold on. Anyhow, yeah, I've got to repair. My work vest is getting damaged a little bit, so I'm doing some repair work on my work vest. Because that's all I do is work. That's all I think about. I eat, sleep, breathe, and shit work. That's it. That's all I do. So, oh yeah, this is a bitch, dude. My goodness. This is just unreal. It's painful. But anyways, so I don't know. I have nothing in mind at all to talk about. And so this is probably just going to be like whatever, but I don't care. Yeah, so I've been getting more and more just kind of bored with the internet, and I mean, there's nothing. I'm at the point now where I just watch Asmongold. And in a way, I mean, nothing against Asmongold, but when that's all there is left, no offense. No offense, but it's kind of it's a sad state of affairs. And it isn't because Asmongold is bad content. It's because that's all there is. There is nothing else. You can either watch Asmongold or you can watch Hasan. That's it. That's all there is. And remember when it used to not be like that? Remember when there used to be all kinds of options? Yeah, whatever happened to those days? I thought we were progressing. I thought technology was progressing, not regressing. And again, and no offense to Asmongold. I'm just saying, like that's all there is Asmongold. I mean, a little bit of variety would be nice. A little bit of Asmongold, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of the other. But that's all you get. Either Asmongold or Hasan. That's it. Those are your options. Black or white. Republican or Democrat. And this isn't all by design. Because if it was all by design, that would literally be communism. We would literally be living in a communist country like the Soviet Union. So it can't be that that's what's going on, because this is America. So I mean, I'm telling you, that's all there is to watch is Asmongold. That's it. That's it. That's all there is. And then there's always, I've had this happen so many times. See, because what it is I basically practically prove through observable evidence, that we live in a communist country. I'll prove it with empirical evidence that America is a communist country. And people don't like the truth. And so then they start, coping and rationalizing, and they'll say, oh, no, there's this other channel besides Asmongold. It's called fill in the blank here, right? And then I'll go and I'll watch it and it's total shit, It's like, oh, no, Crow House. There's this channel called Crow House. You really need to check it out, bro. Well, why would I watch Crow House when Hasan is already saying all the same stuff as Crow House? That's communism. Oh, no, it's not communism. Yeah, yeah, okay. Like, I love it. And and you'll meet people that in many ways are the most rational, like level-headed, common sense type of people. But when it comes to this, they're just shitting the bed all day. They're always rationalizing how this is not a communist country. And one of the best ones, one of the default ones that they always go to, whenever they have nothing else, they say, "Oh, well, America is still the greatest country in the world." Right, guys? It's hilarious, dude. No, it's not a communist country. No. There are plenty of options. Just like when you go into the grocery store. Look at all the options in the grocery store, right? It's not communism. What are you talking about? Angry hobo. I'm tired of this angry hobo guy. Well, go watch Osmond Gold then. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just at the point where it's so ridiculously, it's like full clinical retard bullshit, It's like, it's just like, whatever, bro. And I'm forced to think back on Frank Zappa and like things that Frank Zappa said, For example, Frank Zappa was saying like in the 60s that the United States of America is a communist country. And he hated communism and socialism. Frank Zappa did. That's why Frank Zappa's entire musical career was to mock the entire hippie movement. That's all he did. And he was the only artist during the 60s that was mocking the hippie movement. All the rest of the artists, in the spotlight and the limelight, they were all praising it. No, this is just the best thing ever, hippy dippy doo. Freedom, man. Freedom, just another word for nothing left to lose. I'm a hippy dippy slut and I love to sing the blues. Frank Zappa was the only one calling it out for exactly what it was. And he would say, for example, a quote of his says, the illusion of freedom quote, where are the Frank Zappas of today, bro? Come on. What's going on? Like the Frank Zappa quote from back in the 60s or whenever, like fucking a long fucking time ago, okay? By today's standards, he said the illusion of freedom will continue as long as it is profitable to maintain the illusion. As soon as it is no longer profitable to maintain the illusion, they will take the chairs, they will push the chairs aside, take the tables down, and pull the curtains, and everybody will see the brick wall at the back of the building. Communism. It's like I said, dude, like what is there? What is going on? Asmongold. And again, I'm not this isn't to cast shade on Asmongold. Like I said earlier, it's like I just assumed like that there would be other options besides Asmongold on the internet. I mean, the internet, right? The internet. That means like, oh, the information freeway where it's global, it's worldwide, man. Well, it must be a small world after all, huh? Maybe the earth is flat. Maybe. Yeah, but it's just weird to me that like all I could watch is Asmongold, like that's it. And every once in a while, Mark Dice, But I mean, Mark Dice is basically saying the same thing as Asmongold, Only Asmongold is is actually better than Mark Dice, which is weird. I mean, for whatever it's worth, I don't know. I guess it's weird depending on who you ask. I don't know, but well, and this is the other thing that I find really weird, okay, about that. And also it's that like all there is to talk about is politics. That's it. That's it. That's all there is politics. You know? Everything is black or white. You pick your poison. Choose your team, the red team or the blue team. You know, and you know, the thing is people will try to argue, oh yeah, that's why I'm apolitical. I don't choose either. That's the problem. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. I mean, math. Oh, somebody said, or Asmongold, or somebody recently said that you know, like there are certain things that aren't political. One of them being math. Like math doesn't give a fuck about politics, okay? And if you have a, you know, just a kind of a, I only have like a basic level of understanding of math, but I did exceed in deductive logic, which is a form of math, you know. It's like a fusion of math and language. Deductive logic, right? But it still is mathematical in nature. But like math doesn't lie, dude. So for example, and like I said, this is all there is politics. That's it. Because this is not a communist country. Just like really all there is to watch is Asmongold or Hassan Piker. You know why? That's all there is to watch. Because this is America. This isn't Soviet Union. You're not back in the USSR, so you don't need to feel lucky. You don't need to you know, you don't need to realize how lucky you are to be back in the USSR. This is, you know, that's Beatles shit, dude. That's like old. That's like for old. Beatles is for old people. Now we have Justin Bieber and whatever the new shit is. I don't know. Who cares, right? Now we have the new stuff. Beatles is for the old people. You don't need to feel, you don't need to be have gratitude for, you know, being in the USSR, because this is America, all a land of opportunity. You can end up like Asmongold, making millions of dollars just sitting around and sitting in front of a computer. And just, you know, sharing your opinions on politics and video games, you know. I don't know. It's not communism, though. No. This is America. Frank Zappa was wrong. There is no such thing as the illusion of freedom, because this is America. There is no illusion of freedom. What are you talking about? Well, it still is the best country in the whole wide universe, you know. America is. Even if it is communist, you know, it's still the best communist country in the whole wide world. There is no country better than America. Isn't that what the Jews say and believe about Israel and Jewish people? Oh, there is no better people and country in the whole wide world. At least we're better than everybody else. Yeah. But it's the Jewish space lasers causing all the problems, right? Yeah. Right. It's not just the exact same, you know, same shit, different toilet. No. But anyways, Frank Zappa, you know, everything is just like, seems like Frank Zappa was pretty smart, dude. But ask your average millennial if what they know about Frank Zappa. They know absolutely nothing. But I'm sure the majority of them think they know everything about, you know, Frank Zappa. Oh yeah, Frank Zappa was CIA. He was a Freemason. You know, he's a reptilian. He's a Jew, you know. Whatever, man. Whatever helps you sleep at night, I suppose. Yeah, but Frank Zappa said, what else does he say that rings true today more than ever? Well, I mean, like, you know, just Frank Zappa's thoughts on, you know, stupidity. That stupidity basically rules everything. Everything is just stupidity. To encounter intelligence is extremely rare. Yeah. And very soon, it'll be against the law to be intelligent. You know. If it isn't already, it probably is already. I'm not intelligent. I mean, maybe I have maybe average intelligence, but I'm okay with that. You know? I'm not an overachiever. I've never been an overachiever. You know? Besides, isn't IQ based in the education system? I thought the education system was an indoctrination center that was designed to basically brainwash everyone into conformity. Well, then wouldn't that mean the higher IQ you have, the more stupid you are? No, because this is America. This isn't a communist country. Right. So like, yeah, no, you can, I mean, there's like a 0.0001 chance that you could end up like Asmongold, where you make millions of dollars a year just sitting around doing what I'm doing right now. You'll never have to work a day in your life, you know. You'll be living the American communist dream, you know. Even Aldous Huxley talked about, well, that's what the Soviet Union was all about. Like they would hand select certain people to be privileged, like Asmongold, and they would continue to, you know, take good care of Asmongold as long as Asmongold didn't start exposing the truth about communist Russia. As long as Asmongold kept the propaganda. Again, I'm not talking shit about Asmongold. I really am not. I don't know anything. I just find it really weird that there isn't anything going on the internet except for Asmongold. And people can argue, well, there's all kinds of other stuff. No, there isn't. What else? What is going on? Styx Action Hammer, Crow House, Pirate Pete, Corvette Report, True Stream Media, it's all the same. It's like when you go into the grocery store. Haven't you seen the documentary called Food Inc. that exposed that all food companies are basically under one big umbrella? Where like all food companies are owned by like two major corporations. So when you go into the grocery store and you see all this, your eyes see all this different selection of food, it's all coming from one, it's not, it's an illusion. Just like when Frank Zappa talked about the illusion of freedom. The grocery store provides an illusion of choice, that you have all these different choices in the grocery store. But when you really look at it, there's Coke and there's Pepsi. And that's it. And that's what I mean when I'm talking about, there's Asmongold, and there's Hassan Piker. That's it. Just like in the grocery store, it looks like there's lots of options. But if you have half a brain and you understand the food industry, well, all food comes from like two main corporations. And that was back in like 2010 or 2012. It's probably like worse now. It's like all food comes from one corporation. And it's called Soylent Green. The company is called Soylent Green. Yeah, black-pilled. You can accuse me of being black-pilled, but the problem with the thing about there is no black pill. You know? Just like there is no spoon. People try to talk like there's black pill. Well, that kid in the Matrix was right. There is no spoon. You know. What does he say? Something along the lines of, don't try to bend the spoon with your mind. That's impossible. Only try to realize the truth. There is no spoon. That's what you need to realize when you go into the grocery store. Don't try to figure out which product you should and should not buy. That's impossible to figure out what you should and shouldn't buy. Only try to realize the truth. What truth? That there is no selection in grocery stores. It's all just a bunch of shit coming from this big corporation that wants to poison you and keep you unhealthy so that you won't end up as successful as Asmongold. That's the whole, because this is America. That doesn't happen in America. This is the best country in the whole wide universe. Like if you were to look the whole universe over, you're never going to find a more honest country than America. So anyways, I'm sitting here, I'm repairing my work vest, and I have a lot of repairing to do because I'm lazy, That's why. I'm lazy. I should have done this long ago. That's why. Yeah. Because this is the land of opportunity. Anyways, I know. No, now I sound like I'm complaining. I know. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. See, this is the thing. This is the thing that I believe. Now, this is just my opinion. Of course, this is my opinion. Is that the truth will set you free. The truth. Like, if the truth is that I'm a slave, and yet I know the truth, that's better than if the truth is that I'm a slave, but I believe I'm not a slave. I believe I'm free. See, that would be worse. The truth will set you free. Like, I would rather know the truth, even if the truth is supposedly bad or whatever. I'd rather know it than to not know the truth. But that's just me. Everybody's different, Some people would prefer to, what do you call it? Like, ignorance is bliss. Some people prefer ignorance, And to each his own, who am I to judge? Maybe you're right. Maybe the person that prefers ignorance is right. What do I know? Right? What do I really know in the grand scheme of things? Not much. That's because the indoctrination center of education has ruled me to be not intelligent. See, by the education system standards, the indoctrination center, the system they call the education system, by their standards, I'm not intelligent. Well, I mean, I would guess, would I be surprised if the education system determined me of a low intelligence? No, I wouldn't be surprised at all. Now, would I believe the education system? Should I believe the education? Well, I don't know. Everybody keeps saying the education system is just an indoctrination center, But I'm too old for that. I'm Generation X. See, that only started in during the millennial era. Back us Gen Xers, we had it good. Right? Any of you Gen Xers in the audience, feel free to chime in on that. Oh yeah, us Gen Xers, we had it way better than the millennials and the Zoomers, right? Way better, man. Oh, we had Nirvana and stuff, bro. We had freedom. Now it's just a bunch of interdimensional beings everywhere, right, guys? All these invisible interdimensional beings, and the invisible COVID-19. Yeah, it's bad now. Back then, it was fucking great, man. Remember the good old days? Any Gen Xers out there remember the good old days? So anyways, I'm just talking shit. I don't know. What is there to talk about? So like I said, all you have is Asmongold and Hasan Piker. Well, of course, if all I have to choose from is Asmongold and Hasan Piker, I'm going to just go with Asmongold. Of course. Well, only a fucking buffoon would do otherwise, It's a pretty no-brainer choice there, but that's just my opinion, of course. That's right. That's just my opinion, you guys. Okay? It's just an opinion. But anyways, no, there ain't shit. And so, and everybody's just talking about politics. Everything is about politics. But it's all the same, though. It's all the same. You know what the most repetitive thing about politics is? Politics always ignores the poor. Always. Just like religion always ignores the poor. And they always have all their excuses and lies, and they just double down on their lies and excuses because they don't think that there's any consequences for that. And maybe they're right. Maybe there are no consequences for ignoring the poor, But maybe there are, I don't know. Like, if you were to ask my opinion, I would say that there probably are consequences for ignoring the poor, and that eventually it's going to catch up to you. Which, since all there is politics, I'll chime in on the liberal left. That's where the liberal left failed, is their hypocrisy. The hypocrisy began to get more and more exposed. And where the hypocrisy is most obvious, the elephant in the room that nobody will talk about, left, right, center, or otherwise, is the liberal left's hypocrisy regarding poverty and homelessness. Like, they hate, I shouldn't have to explain it any further than that. Like, if you understand politics, well, you understand that the liberal left supposedly champions equality. But if the liberal left champions equality, why aren't they standing up for the homeless poor? Because they never do. Why not? But anyways, and so it's funny, nobody will talk about this except for little channels like mine. And that's fine, It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Because it's not like, But see, like, if it doesn't matter that the homeless and poor are ignored, if that doesn't matter, then what does? So that doesn't matter and shouldn't matter. Okay, like, you want me to accept, okay, I'll entertain that idea. But if that doesn't matter, what should matter? Jewish space lasers, Gaza, Palestine and Israel, blacks, transgender rights, transgender bathrooms. Like, if I shouldn't care that there's all this homelessness everywhere and poverty everywhere, and that I shouldn't care because those poor homeless people, they all did it to themselves, that's fine. I shouldn't care about that. Okay, I'm open to this idea, but the question that no one can answer is, if that doesn't matter, what does? Why should I believe that something going on in Israel and Palestine does matter? Meanwhile, like, this massively growing homeless population in America doesn't matter at all. Why would one thing be true and another not? Why does Palestine and Israel matter, but homelessness in America doesn't matter? Or name it. Name anything. Jewish space lasers should matter, but homelessness, who cares? Homelessness. Invisible interdimensional beings coming through the CERN portal in Switzerland, that should matter. But like the visible, phenomena of the growing homeless population in America, that shouldn't matter. But something completely invisible that we can't even see, that should matter. Like, who is deciding for me what should matter and what shouldn't? And you can argue nobody, and I'd be like, well, yeah, okay, I can entertain that argument as well. But then who's talking about what matters to me? Like, if I find that homelessness is like way more important of an issue than what's going on in Palestine and Israel, well, who else is saying that but me? Not anyone of any importance, right? Osmond Gold isn't saying that. Neither is Hassan Piker. So then they're right and I'm wrong. Oh, it's all subjective. Okay, well, but then if it's all subjective, how come people like Hassan Piker and Osmond Gold have these massive audiences, and people that have opinions like mine never have any audience, ever? Not now, not in the past, and not ever. Is it because this is the freest country in the whole wide world, and this isn't a communist country? Is that why? This is still, America is still the best country in the whole wide universe, right? Mm-hmm. For who, though? For who? For Asmongold? Well, yeah, I mean, that might be true for Asmongold, but there's a lot of other people that aren't Asmongold in this country, right? What do you think their thoughts are on that subject? Well, they don't have a massive platform like Hasan Piker or Asmongold, so you'll never hear what any of them have to say, including myself. You know? So it doesn't matter, right? Of course it doesn't. Of course, because this is a free country. You know? Yeah. See, again, for some reason I have a feeling that Frank Zappa was right when Frank Zappa talked about the illusion of freedom. Well, this is still the freest country in the whole wide world. Really, like, can you prove that? Do you have the proof to support that statement? Because I don't see it. I've never seen or experienced the proof of that ever in my life. Like, what evidence do you have to support that statement? Some videos that you saw trending on Fox News or on Hasan Piker or Asmongold? That some videos you saw? Yeah, okay, right. Mm-hmm. Anyways, no, America. Gotta love it. Love it or leave it, man. Well, if you leave it, that's like walking off the plantation, isn't it? Where are you going to go? Probably to jail if you tried leaving it. You know? So you can't really leave it, so you have to love it. You must participate. In the free society, you must participate, right? Isn't that what Mike Watt said? Or, I mean, well, yeah, is it Mike? Wait, what's his name? Alan Watt talked about how you must participate. That was back in like the 60s too, when he was criticizing America. How dare you? Don't criticize America. America's the freest country in the whole wide world. America isn't a communist country. I love how people think that. I love it. I just love it. You know? It's not communist country. No. Says the spokesperson for the generation, millennial generation. Yeah. In all their wisdom and knowledge. Yeah. Right. Yeah, totally. Totally not communist. Right. Oh, yeah. Oh, or V will have something to say about that because V had it way worse than the Americans, right? V's grandparents had it way worse than Americans. Maybe so, maybe not. I don't know. I guess it depends on which American you ask. Well, you'll never hear the voice of that one particular type of American. I won't mention what kind of American. There's a particular kind of American that's constantly ignored, and you'll never hear their voice. I wonder what type of American that is. It doesn't matter, though, because Israel and Palestine. We got more important fish to fry, right? Israel, Palestine, Ukraine, Jewish space lasers, interdimensional beings, you know. We got way bigger concerns, you know. Terraforming Mars so that the ruling elite have a place for their vacation homes because we're running out of space, you know. The planet's getting overpopulated. You know, the elite needs somewhere to, build their, vacation home. Hence, terraform Mars. That's what it's all about, didn't you know? So then the Democrats were right, huh? Is that what you're trying to tell me? The Democrats had it right all along, right? Yep, the Democrats had it right all along. Just ignore the homeless, poor, those most in need of equality, while they preach from their, ivory towers, pedestals of how, America should be equality for everyone. Except for the homeless. We don't even need, they just ignore them. Don't even acknowledge their existence in this quest for equality. Well, that's socialist communism, basically. That's what socialist, that's like the definition of socialist communism. So then the Republicans were right. Is that what I'm saying? Well, what's the difference between a Republican and a Democrat? The same difference between a communist and a fascist? Fascist communism. Communist fascism. The Democratic Republic. The Republic of Democrats. It's all bullshit, bro. Don't you understand? Don't you get it? Don't you get it yet? Anyways, I repaired this part of my vest, so that'll do it. See you, boys.